Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Aminu Musa. Um, I will be moderating this session alongside Liz, Cora, and I will be assisted by Piziwe and Olugbenga in terms of technical support. Today, or this room is themed, as Francis mentioned earlier, data infrastructure and research synergies. And in today's presentations, we will be hearing from Daniel Nsanza Bandi from the Observational Health Data Sciences and Informatics project. And hopefully Ezekiel is able to join us, and we will hear from him when he does join us. Without further ado, I will open the floor to Daniel. Daniel, you have 10 minutes to present, and we will then open the floor for questions from delegates who are listening in. Thank you very much, and over.
Thank you so much, Musa, and your colleague. As you mentioned, let me hope all of you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? I want the
Yes,
list.
Daniel.
Okay, yes. Thank you so much for having this opportunity to us from Odyssey Africa. Uh, my name is Daniel, as you mentioned, and I'm with my colleague Namanya Abbott from Kampala. We are leading ETL work group from Odyssey Africa. We'll be working together in these presentations. So what is Odyssey now? I will start from top to down. It is just a global open science collaborative founded in 2013, but there are other versions from the previous, but on that time it was launched. The main mission of Odyssey is just to improve health by empowering community to collaboratives, generate the evidence that promotes better health decision and better care. For now, currently, Odyssey is working with more than 300 institutions globally in more than 80 countries presented, and the unique data from patients is more than 10 million. And all the tools, they are free to use. The core principle of Odyssey is just simple. Your data never leave your organization. Just your data will stay in your institutions. And what you will be sharing is just the aggregated one or anonymized result for data sovereignty always, problem of transferring data from one country to another, cross-border data. That one doesn't happen in Odyssey. Just your data live there and you work on it by sharing only aggregated or result. Now, apart from Odyssey, now what is OMOP CDM? OMOP is kind of model which was developed by Odyssey. Now, in this case of Africa now, there are problem and what OMOP CDM can solve. We will go deep in OMOP CDM. We know what is OMOP CDM. It's just simple. It's the structured data, is structured tables which are there just well structured. Either use it from Rwanda, either use it from Kenya. We will be having the same table structure. The problem now, in Africa context, every facility or every hospital, they are recording their data in their own language or in their own like data structure. In that kind, to do like a cross-country research or collaborative research, it's become hard. And more the time is spent on data cleaning and before doing the actual work. Now with OMOP, you will be having one agreed table structure. For example, person for demographic, visit, condition, drug, measurement across all the site. And then you will end up by having a single table. I mean, a one unified table. Now, how Odyssey work? Now, we start from source data, and then we do ETL pipeline. You develop the ETL for doing all the standardization, all the transformations, and then you load all the transform the data into OMOP CDM, and then you share the analysis for just coding, for just doing analytical part. Currently, Rwanda, RBC, Rwanda Biomedical Center, is proposing to be on the first site. Kenya is doing so, Ethiopia, Uganda, South Africa, and many countries, they are adopting. Now, OMOP CDM version, now we are on version 5.4. Now, in version 5.4, the key domain or the key tables there is person for demographic, as I said, years of birth and gender, visits, occurrence conditions, drug exposure, measurement, observations. Those, they are mainly the first, like the very important tables from there. Now, the open tools we are having is White Rabbit and Rabbit InHeart, just one for scanning data and the other one for designing ETL. We are having data quality dashboard for checking the quality of your data, if they are matching. You're having Usagi for doing mapping. In Africa, we used to record data in maybe our language, our own language, like in Kinyarwanda, in Swahili, in whatever, but we are lacking actually the map, the local, like having a common standard. We have Atlas for doing cohort analysis and so on. Now, who we are, Odyssey Africa is a growing continental network, active site, Leo Momentum. Like in Rwanda, as I said, in Rwanda, they are proposing to be the site. In Kenya, they are doing the same. They are active. Ethiopia, they are active. South Africa, Uganda, growing, and Nigeria, and other countries. Now, we have some work we are doing. Currently, Odyssey Africa, we had like 2 training happened. One, it happens in Rwanda. Rwanda Biomedic by supported Rwanda Biomedical Center, and what we did. Actually, I did this training. I'm the one who was training or giving the training. We got all the introduction of OMOP CDM, those tables, and international high vocabularies like SNOMED, Linux, and so on. Odyssey tool, we went through all of the tools and we tried to have an ETL for that, and we checked for data quality and so on. 2 weeks, it took 2 weeks for training. More than 10 people was attended, and OMOP concept map completed. Now it is the second one because the other training happened in Ethiopia. Now I give floor to my colleague to go through the current status of us. Namanya, over to you. Okay, if Namanya is not there, currently in our Odyssey Africa ETL working group, our current status, we are coordinating the implementation of this.
Daniel, he's online. I don't know. He was, for some reason, we couldn't hear him. So, Namanya, can you check your mic?
Yes, Namanya, I think.
Okay, Namanya, go ahead with
Hello?
this.
Am I audible enough?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel. Hi, everyone. My name is Abat Namanya from Uganda. I'm a data engineer. So I'll take you through the progress on how far we have from where we have come from and where we are heading. So one reason why we are in this session for Data Science Africa is we're biggest consumers of health data, as you can tell. The OMOP CDM, that common data model. So we basically consume data from different EMR systems and transforming them to a common standard for research rather than having multiple systems or multiple ways on how to do research. When you have a single, a common denominator, so or denominator. So you're able to carry on the research much easy and fast. So we have developed tools as ODIS. These tools have been used over years, and we are improving over time. So previously, ODIS has been using different tools, which more like you transform the data. Daniel, can you stay on that same slide? You transform the data from either CSV files or any other Parquet files to OMOP standard using these tools. If you look at the process flow, we have got the manual flow and automated flow. That's the feature we are heading to. So previously we have had Rabbit in the Hat, White Rabbit, Athena, Usagi, and the analytics. So the future is now we are in the era of AI, data science, and so we have developed an automated tools which basically help to make the work much faster using, of course, data engineering, and so to minimize the time it takes to carry on the research and be able to see the results in the analytics tools. So we have used quite a number of tools. Of course, AI, developing an AI model which does the semantic mapping. So all these processes, they have been much made easy because of integration of data science and AI, and be able to come up with a common data model from any EMR. So yeah, that's the feature we are heading to, and so for more information on how to do this, if any of you is interested, could join our bi-weekly meetings, and we can take you through so that you can actually see the action. So yeah, back to Daniel. I think most information should about the process we can really catch up in our in-house meetings. Thank you.
Yes, thanks, Albert. Now the Odyssey Africa IT working group, the OKR we are having in this year, we hope to, of course, to map open MRS to OMOP CDM. We are not focusing on OMOPs, or I mean open MRS only. We can have other data source like Open Clinic and so on. We are hoping to develop a tier training program and increasing the visibility and knowledge sharing as we are doing here. And we hope also to develop ETL capacity, at least more than 20 participants will join. Now, the upcoming event, now we are having Odyssey Africa Symposium happening in Ethiopia, September from 28th to 30. And the audience, of course, Odyssey Africa Network member, plus invited researcher and other partners. Even you guys, you can join us if you are in that locations. And what we expect is just the presentation, capacity building, study, result, federated study, partnership forum, and etc. Now, we are having a gap, as I mentioned, about terminology. Now, in Africa, we want many experts from health part to help us in doing a terminology to fill this terminology gap. For example, in Rwanda, if we are writing malaria, maybe we find other in Swahili write maybe palu, something like that. In French, we write something else. So we want then the terminology people who really know the health terminology to help in those things. We are having them in diagnosis, in drugs, and even in lab tests, how we are translating. Now, addressing the terminology, of course, we need you guys, layer one, having Usagi, and we need, of course, people from health related. Then what we offer now, as Odyssey Africa, we can offer federated research infrastructure. As Namanya shown, we are having infrastructure there, ETL. We can help in training, having a curriculum developed, data quality assurance framework, and so on. Now, what we seek from research partner, we seek just have data source. We seek for clinical research expertise to help. We are seeking also data science capacity. This is why Data Science Africa is here. And we are seeking also terminology contributors, as I mentioned. Now, you guys, it's up to you to join us from ODC Africa. How you can get started, you can visit ODC Africa. You can check from there what is going, collaborate. If you have data set, you have some research question to talk, we have the infrastructure. Just we can train your team, we can train all of us together. And I'm really inviting you guys. You come in Ethiopia Symposium happening in September 28th. Thank you so much. Over to you, Amne. Any question? We are here to help to answer or to make it clarified. Over.
Thank you very much, Daniel, for such an exciting presentation, and Amanya as well. Yes, as Daniel mentioned, the floor is open for any questions, any immediate thoughts, prospective partnership or collaboration interests. I think now is the time to engage Daniel and Amanya. So over to you. Delegates, please, you can mute yourself and speak, or raise your hand, or leave your comment in the chat room. Okay, James, please.
Hey, Aminu, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, James.
Yeah, sorry, I I jumped at it because I was already waiting for Sean to talk about this. A lot of the work they highlighted, it's very much in line with some of the things we work with. For a quick intro, name is James. I manage cooperative master's program at the African Institute for Mathematical Sciences, which is basically a talent pipeline for people who are doing work around data science and health technology. We have a master's in epidemiology program, and primarily we're looking to support organizations like this with their early career professionals in data science. And the question I was asking, because Daniel at the end of the conversation did mention an interest in data science capacity as well. So people who could support in that area as well as research capacity. And I'll just probably ask, would you usually approach this? What are the needs? Our process is simple. We could have students do research on campus on projects that are relevant for you as part of their master's thesis, and then go on to spend 6 months with you again on an internship, leveraging like a shared cost model. So I'm wondering how you probably see this working for ODC, and if this is something you'd be interested in. What would that look like at your end?
Okay. Can I answer, or we just wait for the second one so that we can answer them at once?
Okay. Any other question? Maybe you can answer this while we wait.
Okay. Okay, I'm here with my how can I call my supervisor here. I'm with Cynthia and Andy. So Cynthia, if you can hear us, or Andy, how can James get on board with us?
Sorry. Hi, this is Cynthia Sung. Yes, I wanted to ask, you said you already have a curriculum in epidemiology for data science. Is that correct?
So we have a curriculum for mathematical epidemiology. It has a heavy data science component. Yeah, so
there are many at the Odyssey website. There are many tutorials available. There's a whole section on what tutorials are available from various training sessions. So you could look at those. You can reach out to myself or Daniel Albert. We could help you navigate some of that if you want to incorporate that into your coursework. Is that your question?
And plus, I think
no.
you did put the link to how to join the chapter in the chat too there, if you want
But the
Yes.
best thing to do is to, if you want to really learn it, is to join the ETL working group and go through it, because there's nothing like doing an ETL to really become familiar with it. But as he mentioned, there will also be a training later this year that he's organizing again. At the symposium that's planned for Addis Ababa, there will also be a day of tutorials in person.
Yes, and James, for further maybe clarification or maybe how you can join us, we are having ETL working group every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Nairobi time, and we are also having bio-weekly as ODC Africa chapter every Thursday is bio twice per month, and yeah, maybe from there we can explore more about your request. And I think I can share my email here and you can reach out.
James, could you just tell me what institution you're from and put your email into the chat, and we can connect that way.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, I'll do that, and Daniel, I can pick that up because I probably was mentioning that we're exploring more around collaboration and industry focused training since we had a curriculum already. So yeah, plugging in the practical side of your training into it would further enhance it, and there's definitely stuff to talk about that could work. Dropping the email now in the chat.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Thanks, James. The other question from chat is from Said Mahi. Daniel, what kind of data do you have? Open source, equal to free? So we don't have data. We have free tools for analyzing data, for doing all the process, ETL, from
Can I extend on that answer, Daniel?
Sorry, Daniel, you're breaking. Amanya, maybe you can take it up from where Daniel was going to.
Yeah, so basically our tools they basically consume any data set that comes in. So we don't have any in-house data at the moment, but if you have data and you want to test out these tools, we can have a session and really we test it and we see. But currently we don't have any data set in-house.
Okay. Thanks,
Yeah.
Namanya.
May I add to that?
Okay.
Yeah, I just that the point is that we don't hold anybody's data. You keep it yourself, and then you harmonize it to the standard, and then you can use the tools. That's why we don't have data.
Okay. Thanks for the additional information, Cynthia. Sorry, Olubenga, before I take your question, I just want to confirm that Ezekiel is still in absentia.
Yes, but I have received a notification that Nora will be presenting on behalf of.
Okay, Nora.
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon.
Yes, I think we'll take Nora's presentation. I'm sorry to cut us abruptly. I also got carried away. Very exciting presentation. I think we'll take, if we still have time at the end of the session, we'll take additional questions to Daniel and the team. For now, we'll hear from Nora. Over to you, Nora.
Thank you. Let me see my screen. All right, please confirm you can see my screen.
Yes. However, your audio is not very clear. Can you check your mic, please?
Oh, apologies. Is it better now?
Slightly.
Okay. All right. So, good day, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My name is Nora, and I'm here representing Concierge. Concierge is a data science and statistical analysis platform built with a simple but powerful mission, and that's to democratize advanced statistical and machine learning analysis for researchers, particularly in Africa and other
Sorry, Nora,
resource-limited
before
areas.
you go too far, sorry to cut you off.
Mhm.
We can't see your slides. Do you need help from the facilitators?
Can you see it?
No, we can't see it. We just see a cloud space where no document is opened yet.
I am so sorry. Let me check why that is.
I also have a copy, Laura, if you want me to share it on my
Oh,
end.
yeah, please, you can help me share.
Pardon?
Yes,
Yeah,
help
please, you
our
can
share,
help me
please.
share. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. That's the first slide. So I've done the introduction for Concierge. So please, you can move to the next slide. Thank you very much. So before introducing the platform, it's important to understand the challenges many researchers face, and that's across Africa and other low resource research environments. And whenever this comes up, there are four key barriers that repeatedly appear, and they are first off cost. So most established statistical tools such as SPSS or SAS require expensive licenses that many universities, students, and early career researchers simply cannot afford. The second on the list is the coding barrier, right? So modern data science tools often rely on programming languages like the R or Python. While they're extremely powerful, but they require technical skills that most people do not have. And the third is the data privacy risk. So many cloud-based analysis platforms require researchers to upload data sets to remote servers. For sensitive data sets, especially when you're dealing with data sets for patients or health data, it raises a serious concern about confidentiality and compliance. And the last on that list is the skills gap, right? So even when researchers have access to these tools, there is often limited training in statistical methodology, data management, or appropriate test selection. So together, these barriers slow down research and they limit analytical rigor, and also reduce the impact of valuable data sets. Please, the next slide. The next slide, please.
Sorry, just having technical issues with those.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I'm saying, sorry, it's not enough me to build the new slide.
Okay, so can I just proceed?
Yes.
Okay, so the third slide was where I was going to talk about Concierge and how Concierge comes in to address the barriers I had mentioned on the slide that was shown. So Concierge is a statistical and machine learning platform designed specifically to remove the barriers that I had mentioned earlier. And one of the most unique aspects of Concierge is its privacy-first architecture. So unlike most analytics platforms, Concierge runs entirely within the user's browser. So that means that all your analysis happens directly on the researcher's device, right? So no information leaves the browser, no sensitive research data is transmitted to external servers, and this makes it suitable for clinical research, epidemiology, and public health data sets where privacy is very critical, right? And secondly, the platform is designed to be accessible and inclusive. Researchers can perform complex analysis without writing a single line of code, right? So there's an AI-guided workflow. The system will assist you, the user, step by step from data upload to statistical test selection to interpretation of results. And this would allow you as a researcher who may not have had formal training in advanced statistics to still perform or produce methodologically sound and publication-ready analysis. The next slide, please. So Concierge functions as a complete end-to-end analytical tool and environment for research, right? So researchers can perform, that's the first slide. So researchers can perform standard methods such as t-test, ANOVA regression models, chi-square test, correlation analysis, and in addition to the classical statistics, right? The platform will also integrate machine learning models, which include random forest, gradient boosting, and it supports vector machines. Right. Another key feature on Conserge is the automated report generation. So once analysis is complete, Conserge generates publication-ready outputs for you in either Word or PDF, Excel formats, depending on the format that you want. We have the different types on the platform. So this will significantly reduce the time you would spend moving from analysis to manuscript writing and all of that. And the system also includes tools for systematic reviews and meta-analysis, power and sample size calculations, and AI-assisted methodology guidance. And importantly, researchers can also consult statistical experts directly through the platform when needed. The next slide. So a critical question with any analytical platform is reliability, right? So Conserge has been validated against R, which is widely regarded as one of the gold standards for statistical computing. So using benchmark data sets such as MSCAT, a multiple statistics tests were run side by side between R and Conserge. And the results that we generated demonstrated computationally identical outputs with high precision, confirming that the platform, that Conserge, produces results consistent with established statistical software. Right. So this validation ensures that accessibility does not come at the expense of analytical rigor. Right. The next slide, please. So now I would briefly discuss what our organization can offer to research partners. Right. The first is the zero data privacy risk, like I had mentioned, because analysis runs directly on the researcher's device. Institutions can work with sensitive data sets without worrying about third-party data transmission. The second is no cost and no coding barrier. So Conserge is accessible through any modern browser, which means institutions do not need to invest in an expensive statistical license or infrastructure. The third one is the AI-powered methodological support. So the platform would guide the user in selecting appropriate statistical tests, in interpreting the results, and structuring the analysis workflow. Now, this would help you improve your methodological quality across your research teams. And the last there is the accelerated research output, right? With automated reporting and visualization tools, you can move faster from one data analysis to publication and policy translation. Okay, the next slide, please. So what we're looking to gain from the research partnerships, right? So while we provide the technology, the real impact comes from collaboration with researchers working on real world problems across Africa, right? So there are 4 key areas where we hope to collaborate. And first is the real world research evaluation. We want to work with people that are actively conducting research, right? Who can use Conserge within their ongoing studies and provide feedback to us that would help us refine the platform, that will help us update it, that will help us tweak it to be better, right? And then the second part is the institutional adoption and training. So we're looking to partner with universities, research institutes, NGOs, like to integrate Conserge into research training programs, workshops, and academic curricula. The third there is the dataset collaboration. So we're particularly interested in co-developing benchmark datasets relevant to African health challenges, including areas such as infectious diseases, maternal health, non-communicable diseases, and the list goes on. And lastly is the grant and the funding collaboration. So we welcome opportunities to collaborate with BSI Africa partners and global health institutions on research grants, validation studies, and platform expansion initiatives. Right. So ultimately, the vision behind Conserge is simple. It is just to ensure that any researcher, regardless of funding, location, or programming skills, can conduct high quality data analysis. Right. Our goal is to ensure that researchers across the continent have the tools, the guidance, the infrastructure to turn that data into impactful knowledge, and would love to collaborate with researchers, institutions, organizations who also share this vision. So you can learn more at conserge.io, and we would be happy to connect with you after this session. So thank you very much for your time, and I would welcome your questions at this point. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nora. Any immediate thoughts, questions for Nora? Yeah. Boubacar, Prof, over to you, please. And then we take a question from Temitope after Prof. Boubacar.
Yes, hello. Thank you, Nora, for the presentation. That's interesting. I have a couple of questions. So what is the AI running behind? What model are you using? And you're saying that this is gonna run entirely on your browser. So the AI has to connect somehow to your resources, right? Somehow to run, isn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong, yeah.
Yeah, correct.
So there's
You're
still
correct.
yeah, do you don't feel that way, there's a vulnerability there of having your data connected, uploaded to a platform that it's also still, although it's running locally, it's still connected to something running at somebody else's server. Still didn't close the loop there for some of us who are in health and are concerned about data privacy and protection.
Yeah, I understand that. But I will not really give a definite answer. That's a question that the technical team would take. And I don't know if Mr. Ezekiel is on this call, but the technical team would take that question.
Okay. Is this open source? Are people able to take it and modify it the way they like, or it's proprietary?
No, it's open source. You can take and modify.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Very interesting.
Thank you.
Very interesting. Thanks, Prof. Temitope, over to you, please.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you for the presentation. My question is regarding the way it's distributed or consumed in terms of your solution. Is this if you're API, OCRPT, cloud-based, like how is it currently? I mean, you mentioned open source, so I guess there's an API documentation, or is it a subscription-based? I'm trying to understand the model in case we should I'll do an introduction about myself. I just wanted to understand that.
Yeah, it's subscription based. We have different subscription plans for what you want to do, but then there's also the free part of the software where you can do, but there's a limit. So yeah, it's subscription based.
Okay, but I mean, in terms of technical wise, can we do that from an API self-platform?
To give you a correct answer to that, I would leave that to the technical team. So I don't give you something that is wrong. Yeah.
All right. I think I would reach out somehow, maybe your email so we could reach out. Thank you.
I'll do that. Okay, thank you very much.
Bye.
Yes. Thanks, Temitope. And Nora, maybe just before we let you go, do you have any thoughts on what a successful partnership or collaboration with some projects that might be on the call today would look like from your side?
Yes, such collaborations for us would be having a lot of people use this platform, right? So we've conducted surveys, and that's where we came up with the fact that there are barriers, there are blockers, there are bottlenecks to people using some of the expensive ones, and which led to developing this platform, this software. So success and partnerships for us would be making this platform accessible, having a lot of people use it, give us feedback, let us modify it to be better. So the partnerships will come in terms of usage, because I'm more particularly concerned about usage and modifying the platform to be better than what it is at the moment.
Okay. Thanks, Nora. Please, you can leave access to your contact, how delegates on the call today can reach out to you. And I think since we still have a little bit of time, there's some questions for the previous presenter that we had to skip just to get to you, Nora. But before I go, any other questions for Nora? Otherwise, I'll take us back to the first presenter. Okay. There's a question in the chat from George Obanda. How does the OHDSI Africa ETL work group ensure consistency in OMOP CDM implementation across different countries? I'm not sure if we attempted to answer this. Albert, Daniel?
Yes.
I'd like to invite you again.
Okay. So thanks, George, for this question. As I mentioned, you said ETL work group ensure consistency in OMOP implementation. Okay. So based on the data source, everything is based on the data source. If your data source is from DB, we can develop ETL. Yes, the ETL based on the data source. If your data source is from CSV, still the same process. We can have an ETL for that. Then to ensure the consistency is simple. If you are using Open Clinic, let's take an example as an EMR system. If you are using Open Clinic, the structure is the same. The way we fetch data is the same. You can learn ETL here, maybe in Rwanda, using that data source Open Clinic. The same way you can learn it from Nigeria if there's also an Open Clinic system. The same way as Open MRS, if you are using OpenM, your ETL is fetching data maybe from Open MRS. The same way we do here in Rwanda, in Kenya, in Uganda, it will be the same way you do in Nigeria, in South Africa, because the Open MRS will be having the same structure if the versions are the same, of course, because OpenMRS, they used to have different versions. But if the versions are the same, it's one ETL, many sites, as simple as that. I don't know if I answer you correct, George. George around? George, am I
yes, I
getting
see
to your...
Yeah, that's clear. Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah, that is... okay, you're welcome.
Okay.
And the way you can reach to us, just simple. You can fill. I will send an link via the chat. So just you can join if you want.
Thanks, Daniel. James, if James is still on the call, I'm not sure if you were completely satisfied with the discussion. I know you didn't have the chance to come back to the responses from Cynthia and Albert, as well as Daniel.
I mean, yeah, I think I got everything I wanted. Thanks again for pulling that back up. I got the emails at follow up with Daniel and Cynthia, and we can pick up from there. Yeah, I think that's basically that basically does it for me. I was missing the information Daniel shared about the bi-weekly events. I think I asked in the chat already. So maybe if Daniel, you could share that with us so that I know as well to plan around that. But other than that, I mean, I think I got everything I needed.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Olubenga, I see your hands up.
Yeah. So Daniel, my question is for Daniel. While talking about the collation of data from open source and other things, please, there's an aspect of the collated data you did tell us. What are your principles on security of data use after you have processed the data? What do you do with it, and how do you restore back to the original users? I mean, in terms of security, protection, and keeping those data secure.
Yeah, I think I got you well. So based on the security, you don't share your data. You just do everything from your institutions. Let's take an example. We are in RBC, Rwanda Biomedical Center. We do all the ETL or the pipeline. We do it locally with those free tools from Odyssey. At the end, then you will be able just to share the output, the result, the analysis part. That is all. You don't share your data from one organization to another. You don't share your data from your institution to Odyssey Africa, no. But you handle your data from your institutions. That is enough for the security, I think.
Can I extend on Daniel's? So what happens? So basically, with the ETL, we basically we pick data in different formats, and this is on your own institution server. So the data doesn't really leave your server at all completely. All the tools will be hosted on your institution systems and databases, and also connecting to live databases. It's also done in-house on your side. So as Odyssey, we really don't have access to your server at all completely. So so the in-house support on security, it's totally up to you. So we really don't interact direct with your server at all. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very